I'm back again. This is a doll working. I'm going to bind two dolls, a bit similar to previous workings. This is a love working, and I've called on Aphrodite because she's a really good spirit to help with love. Because we've got the Venusian, the power of Venus, so that's why I decided for this matter I would call on her. Also, where is it? My seal. Salos. That's Salos's seal. So we're going to be calling on both. So, okay. As I scratch myself. Ugh. This top is making me itchy. It's strange. Okay. Female doll, male doll, both being blessed and baptized. I will be doing a video on how to make these doll babies. There should be one way back, maybe about a year and a half ago, if you can be bothered scrolling through. If not, I will be doing an updated version of this. So, and I've got one of these creepy doll's heads that I've cut all the hair off. It's very hard to get male doll's heads, so this is for the male. It's being baptized in his name. Okay. Okay, so we're going to do a little binding of the two doll babies with the padlock and the key. You don't need the padlock. I like the padlock because it's basically forever, along with the keys. I like to keep the keys on the ribbon. So I'm going to bind that towards me whilst I make a few little petitions to myself. So Salos is good for reconciliation workings. He's the spirit from the Last Key of Solomon, the Ars Goetia. Oh, can I get this last knot? He works quite well at sorting couples' difficulties out and things like that. Okay, so I'm going to pop that in along with a little petition. Sometimes I do the shape of a cross on these petitions. Sometimes I don't. To me, it's just the crossroads, and it's covering the petition from all angles. If that makes sense. I'm going to fill this up. So I need honey. Just 1 second. You all know how to do these jars, so I'm just focusing on the end result as I pour the honey into the jar. Okay. With a little bit of Love Me oil, a little bit of Stay With Me oil. Whoops. Rose water. Again, for sexual interest, sexual attraction, I like to use ginger and cinnamon. You could use Damayana. I normally use Damayana, but I don't have any at the moment. So we're going to put in some Come To Me oil. And a little bit of I got Follow Me Boy somewhere here. Yeah. And a little bit of, it's nearly out, Crown of Success. Okay. So I like to use a tiny bit of this red syrup because I like these jars to turn red. So it's the only reason why. And it's super sweet, which is always a good thing. Okay, so I have inside here, I have the guy, the target's picture. And I've been talking to this head for quite a while. And I've been influencing this head. You could use a skull candle. I have a preference for doll's heads. I really like to use doll's heads because you can You can cut them open. Skull candles are quite hard to work with because if you want to get into the inside of them, you have to, hack into the candle, and sometimes the candle can break. And if you put like a petition into a small petition into a candle, it's a fire hazard. So these win every time for me. So I put a little petition in there to say that he thinks of her nonstop, that he thinks of the client night and day, and basically he's feeling a little. That's something that I did say. He's feeling a little bit intranquil because. Oh, sorry, and he won't stop feeling that way until he returns to her. Whilst I'm on that subject, I have an intranquil spirit working coming up. Now, I won't be showing the working on video, but there's another spirit that I'll be working with that runs alongside that working. We're going to be hitting the issue from two angles. Intranquil spirit workings are not spells that I make a point of doing. I have done them, yes, simply because they're quite dangerous, and there's many other options. The client, he persuaded me. I wanted to help him, so I agreed to do it. So it's just to let you know that I will be talking about the working, giving you my take on it. But I haven't actually recorded it, because I don't want to put that information out there for people, to be honest. I know I'm putting enough crazy stuff out there. But anyways, just to let you know that video's on the way. Okay. So, inside his head, I want to put some abracamino because we really want him to... Where did it go to? We want him to sort of, loosen up. Is there a second ago? Just a little bit, okay. And I'm going to pop some inside the head cavity. So yeah, a little bit in the jar and a little bit into the actual head cavity. Okay, I'm going to put in some Follow Me Boy powder. If you have oil, it's fine too. A little bit of intranquil powder. No, oil. Because we don't want him to rest until he's with her. I want to sweeten him up towards her, so I'm going to pop in a tiny bit of honey. A tiny bit, because this can get very messy. Okay, a little bit of Love Me oil. Hope you can hear me. Sorry for the... I need to get a new microphone. Stay with me, oil. Okay. It's just some rosebuds for love. Excuse me. A little bit of Come To Me oil. Again, you don't need all this. Just even some sugar in there would be enough. Okay. This doll's not the prettiest of dolls. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to seal the little cavity with some red candle wax. Okay. And that's going to go into the honey jar along with some confetti on top of his head. Because it's Aphrodite and she was born of the sea, I'm going to pop in a shell. Okay. All right. And that's that working complete. I'm just going to blow into it and put a bit of rush oil actually. So if you're going to work a doll like that, I'm going to have to do a separate video on that. Okay. I'll have to do a separate video on that. You need to baptize that doll's head, otherwise it's just a doll's head. You need to put it in the name of the target. You can use blessed water for that, Florida water, whatever you have, holy water. Then you need what I do is I set the little doll's head on a plate. I get my incense going because incense is a smoke screen. You could use cigar smoke, tobacco, or cigarette smoke, and I turn the doll clockwise, little head clockwise as I make my statements of intent. You will think about Jane Doe. You will call Jane Doe. You have dreams about Jane Doe. You remember the good times about Jane Doe. It's all about Jane Doe. Things like that. You remember her touch. You remember how great it was, and that's what I do. I want him to start reminiscing about the time, when things were really good, and to entice him back. So that's the jar working, and it'll sit on Salis's sigil with the aid of Aphrodite, who is another excellent spirit for love work. Aphrodite, you work with her in the hour of Venus on a Friday. Well, that's the way I do it. Other people, they might have their own way, but that's how I do it. It's just to let you know that. And I'll probably work this jar for I'm not sure. Just until I feel I don't know. I think with this one it's going to be 9 days or so, and then what I'll do is I'll probably deploy that. I sometimes would deploy it at the base of a tree. I have a tree. It's actually on my father-in-law's property, and the tree is covered in so many workings. The property's been in the family circle for so many years, and it will never be discovered by anyone. Those jar workings will never be, found or discovered. So it's very safe, just in case anyone's wondering. Also, people are asking with regards to crossings, breakup work, jar work. I like to put, if it's not toxic stuff, I like to put it in, a body of water that flows away from me. Not, so that, any, I don't like to put things that are toxic, like sulfur, into the water. There's the crossroads, things like that. The graveyard is the main place where I'm very close to a graveyard here, and I'm very careful. Be careful if you're going to deploy anything at a graveyard. Also, it's important to know the graveyard etiquette, because you can't just, well, in my opinion, you can't just waltz into a graveyard and, dump workings. You have to, in my opinion, you have to pay at the gate. And if you're putting it at a grave, you have to pay the spirit at the grave too, and give a little offering, if it's coins, whatever. Anyway, I'm starting to waffle. I'm going to work on this, and next up I'll be doing a reading. Okay, so it's a few days later, quite a while later actually. So, not a few days, it's actually been a few weeks, and I've added this on for the client. Where are we? Okay, so we've got the center card being the storks. That's something that's going to be coming to you very soon. I've got the rider and the key. The writer's news, some news again. So, by the sound of things, I think you're going to hear something, or something's going to be told to you. The key is a solution to whatever issue is going on at the moment. On the other side, though, we've got the fox and the clouds. There's a female, I'm thinking here. I don't know if it's someone connected to him. It might not be necessarily a significant other. It could be, I'm thinking, could even be a family member. But there's some female who's here and is a negative influence. The clouds and the fox is telling me that. A dark-haired woman, maybe glasses. But yeah, she's a very, very negative influence on the situation. So that's what I'm seeing at the moment. But I do think news is coming your way. I'll read the oracle cards that I have in front of me, and then I can come back. Just one moment. Okay, these are... What's the name of this deck? Introspective deck, I think. Anyway, the first card out is anger. Stubbornness. And I know this isn't you. I think we're describing him. Followed by weakness. And it's followed again by forgiveness. So it's quite interesting. And these are from the answer deck. Again, they're oracle cards, straight to the point. First card out was again, strange card. And then we've got inspiration, friend, sexual attraction, the lesson. So it could very well mean that this time apart is one of those lessons in life that we all have to go through. Sometimes we just have to go through these lessons, and they're hard on the heart. Good fortune, followed by power. Those are interesting cards. They're very, very unusual. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull some more Lenormand cards, and I'm going to look at the next 6 months on the situation, just to give you a wee bit more clarity. So I'm going to shuffle these up, and I'll be back in one moment. If I can find the pause button. Okay, your center card is the letter. Again, that's a card of communication. It's going to be from him, something. It could be a text message, it could be an email, it could be even an actual letter itself. At least that card can mean a contract. But no, I think it's more along the lines of some sort of a letter. I've got the snake over here sitting beside the sun. That is the reason that things are not progressing. It's because of that snake. Again, I'm thinking there's a female who's blocking, the two of you being together. Over here, you've got the heart and the paths, the crossroads. He will have to make a decision about his love life. So I think I know 6 months sounds like a long time, but he will have to make a decision about what he's going to do with regards to his love life in this 6 month period. But this person is a problem. She's in the way. I just wondered, if you come back to me with some insight on that, we can figure out, and I can delve a bit deeper for you. But yeah, a decision will be made within 6 months. And I think he will be in contact with you. I think it will be a good contact. I don't think it's going to be bad contact. But I think this person at the moment, she's the one that's sort of blocking your progression, So, but I do think he will be in contact with you, and I think he will make a decision. I do think it will be a good decision. I'm getting that gut feeling. So yeah, that's really what I have at the moment. I think he's still very attracted to you by the look of those oracle cards. I think that I'm not sure even what that power and gain and good fortune is. So it's not negative situation at all. I think it will, in the fullness of time, turn itself around. So do let me know. Apologies for the length of time you have to wait for this video. I really apologize. That's one thing. Like I said before, I really do try and give clients a bit more for, they come to me looking work done, and I just don't want to give them a 5-second glimpse of a candle burning. I just don't think it would be fair, and that's why I like to go into a bit of depth when I do your spell work. And I know these workings can last. Spell preparation can last for sometimes half an hour, 20 minutes. And I do that for everyone, and it takes such a long time. So if you're expecting your video the next day, please don't come to me. Please be patient. Everyone gets the video. It may take a bit of time, but you will get your video. I have a video going out very soon to very handsome guys, and let's see, there's another one involving a servitor. I've got a short video on sigils. It's not for anyone, it's just a video I made myself on sigils, on how to use sigils. I have a different way of using sigils sometimes. I thought it would be informative to upload that video, so I'll get that out during the week. And anyone else who's waiting for your video, everything will be out very soon. If you are wondering, and if you haven't heard from me in a while, please message me. Don't just sit and wait for me to contact you. Feel free to message me. I'm always willing to speak to you. Don't think you're interrupting me. It's just sometimes when people constantly message me and question mark me, and it's just that question mark, it really does get on my nerves at times when they just question mark day after day. Sometimes people do that. I will get your message, in as soon as I can. But I was actually saying there, if you're waiting on a video and you haven't heard from me and you want to know when it'll go out, please message me and I will let you know. I can give you the date, approximate date. But yeah, please don't keep resending messages, because it clogs up the whole system. I do get the messages, because I will scroll down through my messages and see. So that's me. thehouseofmagick@gmail.com. I'm going to send this to the client. She's waited long enough. Thanks to everyone. I'm blown away by the amount of subscribers I've got. Thank you so much. I really truly appreciate it. So I'm going to bid you farewell.